Guess what? I got an octopus. Yeah. Yeah. Did you know octo need 8? Does? It does? Um, so my dad, picked me up from school today, and we had to go to Walmart. Stay there, baby. Because, he needed some stuff for ice fishing. He's going ice fishing this weekend with his buddies. And I asked for some worms. And he said, okay. So I got the worms, right? And I get them home. And I opened the can of worms. Guess what? They didn't do nothing. Nothing. Everybody said, you don't want to open that can of worms. I open worms and it's okay. It's okay, you guys. It's all a lie. They just stay there. Yeah. Oh, my mom. Remember I was telling you guys that about my karate class, right? And how savage I am? Well, I said, I want to be like Chuck Norris, right? Yeah. But I can't be Chuck Norris because I'm a girl. So I want to be Chick Norris. My mom, look, she got me a shirt. It's a Chick Norris. Yeah. Isn't that cool? And then, Mommy was making dinner, right? And, I walked into the kitchen, right? She's making spaghetti. I love spaghetti. And I don't know how the spaghetti pissed her off, but she was throwing it at the wall. Too crazy. Yeah. So I just walked out. I didn't say nothing. Oh, I gotta keep it short. It's time for Mom. Don't tell her I said that, okay? Love you. Here's my mom.
Hey everybody, how you doing today? You know, I was thinking there are a lot of people out there right now who are really struggling and are just ready to give up. The economy's bad, people are doing awful things. So I decided I wanted to do a video about miracles because I think that we've lost that there are beautiful things still out there. So let's get into it. Wow, miracles are real.
It's so pretty.
Oh my gosh, obsessed.
You ready?
All right.
Is something wrong with the baby?
There's a great slide.
You feel your daughter? You feel her?
Yeah, boy, I'm sweating too. It's hot here.
You feel your baby girl?
I know he is.
See,
Thank you.
superhero. That's your superhero.
Oh, you my superhero. See what God can do? He woke my son up. Thank you.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Are miracles real?
Let it stay you. He's spending you, let it stay you. This is the last thing.
Looks like she's getting movement back.
You're
Is it just me or is that starting to go down? Absolutely mind boggled. Wow. Wow. I would say that's a miracle.
7 miracles that literally cannot be explained. Back in 2015, Lynn Grosbeck lost control of her car and then she crashed into an icy river. After 14 hours, rescue workers finally showed up at the scene, and they found her 18-month-old daughter in her car seat hanging upside down. But how did they find her? Both firefighters
I remember hearing about this on the news.
and police say that they heard an adult voice from inside the car saying, "Help me." But this was impossible because the mother died on impact. There's no explanation for the voice or how the little girl survived 14 hours in the freezing cold. Follow for part 2.
Oh, wow. I remember that. I'm sad that the mother died, but at least, was it her? Was it her yelling for them to help save her baby? I don't know. It's amazing.
When I went through those trees, all of the snow behind me collapsed and I fell backwards into the hole. I thought that I felt him grab onto my board. The second time, he actually used my board as leverage to pull himself closer.
Oh. I caught this little glimmer of his snowboard and just like the tiniest little flash of red. A split second stopped and looked back uphill, and that's where I saw his snowboard, wiggling back and forth. So I knew that, there's a snowboard there and there's somebody attached to it.
It would take him 1 minute and 30 seconds to clear the snow covering the trapped snowboarder's face.
Okay, you're good. It can happen anytime, so it's just something you got to be aware of and, look out for your buddies out there.
All those things that you say you're going to do and you find that you never have time for. Hugging and telling the people that I love, I love them, and letting go of any sort of grudges or resentment.
Uninjured. 2 men that say they're still praying for more Powder Day. In Bellingham, Sebastian Robertson.
Be careful when you go on the backcountry.
Yeah.
Right.
So he happened to fall right where someone had been buried in an avalanche. That's amazing. Wow. I think I would classify that as a miracle. That guy has an angel on his shoulder. He absolutely does.
Different doctor? We talk to your primary care officer.
Huh? My primary care? That's not the right doctor. Talk to another doctor because I can't walk and I've never walked.
Okay, enough of that. Look, can you ask me why your girlfriend, when subpoena, didn't show up to court?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of my girlfriend, okay? She does her own stuff. I don't care.
She does her own stuff.
I was watching Harry Potter with her. I remember. He's prisoner of Azkaban.
You know your girlfriend is going down because of you. She's being held in contempt of court for failure to go to the subpoena. You know that, right?
That's a lie. You're not my girlfriend.
I think she's lying for you, right?
Look, I don't know what else you guys want from me. All right? I'm in a wheelchair.
Look,
I can't walk. If I can't walk, how did I take a car?
Sir, you're a criminal. You have 2 counts of grand theft on your record. You want me to believe what you're saying right now?
Okay, that was in the past. All right? I can't walk. And when I did it in the past, I was with someone else.
Sir.
Because I can't push the gas pedal of a car.
Sir, you have previous counts on your records and you really want me to believe that now you can't walk anymore? These stories aren't adding up, sir.
I can't walk. Alright, I don't care what story is what. I don't know what else you want from me. Alright?
Then please tell me, why did I find the red Scion TC in your best friend Johnson's garage? Tell me how that makes any sense.
Alright.
How did the car end up in his garage?
I don't know. Talk to him about it. Why are you talking to me about it?
You don't know?
Yeah, why
you don't know?
If he is legally disabled,
right?
They walk. Jet walked my entire life.
So you couldn't steal the car because you couldn't walk. Right?
You can ask me that again?
That's your final statement, right?
Jet, that's my final statement. You asked me like 4 times.
That's your final statement.
It's a miracle.
This is Kevin Hines. He jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and almost passed away, but seconds before, a miracle from God changed his life.
You know, there are a lot of really sad people out there right now, and we have to keep an eye out for them. And if you know somebody that's really down and out right now, you know, be there if you can. Do what little you can. I mean, I'm not saying completely take care of them, but let them know you're there.
Kevin grew up and never really believed in God. In fact, he blamed him for all of his problems that he had. And one day, he wanted to stop the problems and jump off the bridge and take his own life. As he jumped off the bridge and hit the water, bystanders immediately called the police, hoping someone would be able to come and save him. Minutes later, a helicopter had came and rescued him out of the water, but as he was in the helicopter riding back to the hospital, his heart wouldn't beat. They couldn't get him to live. They were considering that he was dead, and at that very moment, everything changed. His family had found out about everything going on and prayed for him, and hours of him being on his deathbed, he finally woke up, and he got the miracle from God that saved his life. If you believe that God does these things for a reason and believes these miracles exist, please share this video.
I do believe. Amazing true story of girl falling from a tree, going to heaven, and being healed.
Kept her in and out of the hospital, the treatments barely effective. Then, in 2011, another tragedy struck. While climbing trees with her sister, a branch gave way, plunging Annabelle 30 feet headfirst through a hollow tree to the bottom, where she was stuck for hours. Not only did Annabelle survive without injury, but shortly after, the symptoms of her diseases completely disappeared. What's more, she came back with a remarkable story of a journey. She says she went to heaven. Now her mother, Christy, is sharing the story in a memoir called Miracles from Heaven, a little girl, her journey to heaven, and her amazing story of healing. They join us now live. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Christy, when Abby, your oldest daughter, came back from playing it on the trees with Annabelle with this terrible news that your daughter had fallen, what's going through your mind? And tell us how that day played out in December of 2011.
Well, I remember Abby just being quite frantic, and it just hadn't registered in my brain what she was trying to say. I felt like Annabelle was in a tree and she'd just fallen and needed help getting down from the tree. It never occurred to me that she was stuck inside the tree.
Inside a hollowed out tree on your property.
Correct.
Nothing like this had ever happened before. And Annabelle, we're looking at pictures there of that tree with a cross on it. You say that when you fell head first, you had a remarkable experience while you were down there. Initially, were you...
So was the cross already on the tree, or did they do that after?
Were you in any pain? Were you nervous? Were you scared?
No, I was really calm because I wasn't really scared or anything. And I think if I was really frantic and nervous and crazy, then I wouldn't have been able to get out as early.
And before you were playing in the tree, you were in and out of the hospital, going through these treatments for these digestive disorders where your intestines were blocked. It was just a horrible ordeal that you were going through. But then you go to heaven, you say, while you were in the tree. What did you see while you were there?
I remember it was really bright, and I saw my Mimi, who had died a couple years back, and that's how I knew that I was in heaven. And I sat on Jesus' lap, and he told me that whenever the firefighters get you out, there will be nothing wrong with you. And I asked him if I could stay, and he said, no, Annabelle, I have plans for you on earth that you cannot fulfill in heaven.
And Christy, when your daughter's telling you this, initially are you going, no way, that didn't happen, or did you believe her right away?
Well, you know, in the book Miracles from Heaven, I talk about how we were just sitting there in the truck, and she shares it with me, and I am just stunned, and I remember the feeling of just silence around me, and I just said, really, was really all I could get out of my mouth. I could get nothing profound out, just the word really.
Annabelle, for people who say, you know, with this little girl, she made this whole thing up and there has to be some scientific way to explain that now she is free from these illnesses that were so debilitating before. Now she's symptom-free, going swimming and playing sports with her sister once again. For people who are skeptical, what would you say to them?
I would say you don't have to believe our story is true. We're not going to try and shove it down your throat, but this is a chance for you to get closer to God in your relationship. And like I said, we're not going to try and shove it down your throat, but it's a great opportunity for you.
I believe her. I believe her.
Jesus caught on camera a lady boarded a plane that went through an intense electrical storm. The plane started shaking violently and people started screaming, thinking the plane might go down. The lady and her friend decided to pray, saying, Jesus, you calmed the storm 2,000 years ago. Do it again for us today. Within 2 minutes, the plane leveled off, and the Holy Spirit told her to press her camera against the window of the plane and take a picture. She took the film to get developed, but when her pictures were ready, the man who developed the film said, "Where did you get this photograph?" She said that she took it from her airplane window during an electrical storm. He showed her the picture.
Wow. I don't know if this is real, but if it is, amazing. Gives me a good feeling though.
And there was a man in a white robe standing in the middle of the photograph, in the middle of the storm. The man who developed the picture and his whole family decided to give their lives to Jesus Christ that afternoon after seeing what they believed was solid evidence that Jesus Christ was real. Type amen and subscribe for more.
That's amazing. Baby born unalive spends 12 hours at the morgue.
Daughter had been declared dead. You're not going to believe what happened next.
Tiny body was sent to a refrigerated hospital morgue, and that's where she spent the next 12 hours until her parents came to say goodbye. We looked for a crowbar to open the box. I started to pry it open, and I took a deep breath. That's when my wife went over to look at the body first, and then she uncovered the hand and the face, and then there was a first whimper. The mother, Analia Buter, thought she was hallucinating, and then the baby girl moved. The hospital had already issued a death certificate saying the baby died of unknown causes, but it turns out her time in that refrigerated morgue may actually have helped her cling to life.
The temperature lowering so quickly actually acted to protect the baby because the brain didn't need as much oxygen.
Hospital staffers say the baby girl weighs just 2.5 pounds, but her strength is remarkable. She reportedly needed no resuscitation after her parents found her.
Daughter had been declared dead.
Wow. My first child weighed 1.9. A little girl, very tiny. We weren't allowed to hold her. She was in an incubator, and we could put her hand in. And of course, they had the gloves in there that were sanitized, so we never actually got to touch her for a long time. And they kept asking me if I'm going to have a funeral or if I'm going to donate her body. I don't know how to explain it, but it was just a knowing that she wasn't going to die. And I don't know how I knew. I just knew. and I wouldn't accept. And I don't think it was really a denial because it was a calmness. And I think she was a miracle. So I absolutely believe in miracles. Have you had any miracles that have happened in your life? I want to hear about it. You know, I think that we need this right now. Thanks for joining me today, guys. If you could give me a like and subscribe, come back again, okay? Until next time, bye.